Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is my update for how I'm doing for National Novel Writing Month, or NaNoWriMo. So one of the biggest things that I'm going to be doing is trying to fast draft with my roommate's Alphasmart. Now, we only have one Alphasmart for this apartment. We're both doing NaNoWriMo, but what we decided is that we are going to trade off with these file numbers. So like half of them will be for her book and half of them will be for mine, so that we don't get confused and use one of each other's files. We'll see how that works. I think it's probably because we're both kind of learning how we want to use the Alphasmart, so we're willing to just try to experiment with it and share it. But in general, I tried to use the Alphasmart before for a failed experiment to write a short story. If you want to watch that vlog, then go up here. But yeah, that failed. So I'm going to try to use it again now to write an actual full manuscript, which is something I'm much more used to doing, so I think it might be a better experiment to do it with that. And then I'm also kind of trying to use a notebook to write in some of my notes for this story. I don't actually use notebooks that much, but I'm kind of trying to experiment with different methods of brainstorming and thinking things through. And I kind of like just writing in it before bed, which has been really fun, so we'll see how that goes as well. So let's get to writing. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do is try to outline what I want each chapter to be about right before I write the chapter. I'm hoping that taking about 10 minutes to do this will help me to fast draft even faster, because part of the reason why it takes me so long to get through certain roadblocks is because I'm like, well, they're gonna talk, but what are they gonna talk about? And so I'm just writing out my little notes and kind of deciding what the main point and goal of this scene is supposed to be. So I got a package and it's book shaped, like it feels like a book, so I wanted to unbox it with you. I already opened it, but on the top. But let's look at it together. Ooh, it is The Last Fallen Star by Gracie Kim. It's the newest Rick Riordan Presents book. I'm actually really excited to read this. I love middle grade, and I liked their last Korean middle grade, which was The Dragon Pearl by Yoon-ha Lee. But this one, that one's sci-fi. This one is fantasy, so I'm really excited to read it. Thank you so much, Disney and Rick Riordan Presents, for sending this to me. Yay. Okay, I am going to upload what I've written so far today. I know I should probably like wait longer before I upload things, but I'm impatient, so I just like to see how many words I have. Oh, okay, so press send here, and then look at this. It starts to type it out. Oh, I wrote chapter 6 twice. But yeah, it's cool. It types it out for you. Very nice. Okay, it's 446 words, so still got a ways to go, but
the day is not over yet.
Okay, day 2 final word count update is 3,958 words for 2 days. That was not all in one day, but that's my 2-day total, which I think is really good. It's on track. For NaNoWriMo, I probably am not going to vlog for the next couple of days because I have my freelance job, which means that I'm like on the phone in a conference call for like 7 hours out of the day, so that's gonna be boring for you guys, but I will check in with you guys in a couple of days and let you know how my writing is going. Today is day 5 and I am at 9,870 words, which is pretty good. I'm on track still, so let's see what tomorrow brings. Something that I do when I fast draft, which might be helpful for some of you out there who write as kind of a hybrid pantser who jumps around like me, but every once in a while I'll get like a brainstorm epiphany about some important characteristic for one of my characters, and along with it comes actual scene ideas of times when that characteristic should be very apparent or should be established. And because it's so fresh in my mind, I like to kind of write down ideas and dialogue and kind of moments that would be very key to those like scenes that would show that this character is really, you know, introverted and shy, or very creative, or very stubborn. And so I just end up writing a bunch of different things, and what I end up doing is I kind of make them like each their own little section with like a page break in between, so that I know like these are things that can be input into the story in the future. But when it comes to NaNoWriMo, this is really nice because it's definitely still usable words. It's just that I don't know the scene that's going to be built around it yet, but I still want to write it down because it counts as a word count and it's some inspiration for me. So take from that what you will. It's not the most conventional way of writing out a scene, and I do think that sometimes I get caught up in how good I think these lines are in the future, where I'm like trying to build a scene around it and I realize that it doesn't actually work into the narrative that I've built yet, like up to this point, and then I'm really reluctant to kill my darlings. But that being said, you know, I do think it's still worth like just jotting it down in the manuscript, because it's kind of nice to like have those moments, like to plan to show how the character is, who they are, and how they became that way. Because I do think that sometimes, especially in fantasy, we get very plot heavy, and to just remember the anchor of the character is something that I try to do constantly. So anytime I have brainstorm about a type of characteristic that I think is really the root of who a character is and embedded deeply within them, I definitely want to jot that down so that I have it somewhere.
Today's word count total is 10,952. So on track, barely, but I'm pulling through, which is very hard right now since it is still the first week of November and lots of world things are happening. But yes, on track.
So I'm at that stage of Nano where I think of so many things that I have to do or need to like figure out that's not writing. So a list of things that I feel like I really have had to do in the past few days. Figure out TikTok, upload things on my Instagram, read every single arc in my apartment. Should I cut my bangs? Spend a lot of time figuring that out. Start a new K-drama to watch because I haven't watched a K-drama in a few days. Watch all of the election coverage, which to be fair, that one is more of like trying to understand my country, but also like bad for my mental health, so I shouldn't do it, but I did anyway. Yeah, so that's the stage that I'm at of Nano right now. It's going. I don't know if it's going well or badly, but it's going.
Total words is 18,832, and I wrote 807 of those words today. Whoa, I cannot speak. 807 of them today, which is less than my goal, but surprisingly did not suck. So there you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. We're at November 14th and I am at around 19,000 words, which is a little bit less than where I want to be right now if I wanted to meet the 50,000 word deadline for NaNoWriMo. But I think it's pretty good considering I'm also still writing that short story. Yes, it has been like 3 weeks since I told you guys that I was like trying to finish it, and it is still not finished. Writing a short story is super hard. If anyone has tips on how to write a short story, then definitely put that in the comments down below or tweet at me at CatShow, because I am struggling here, you guys. I'm on the struggle bus. But in terms of my work in progress, that's a full manuscript, that's going a lot better. And I will say that using the Alphasmart has been really fun for it. I have definitely written some very interestingly weird passages because I just kind of go ham with it. But I like that. I do like to kind of go a little bit off book. I'm a plantser where I like have kind of an outline, but I like to see where the whim takes me in terms of like my characters and stuff like that. So I do really like that. And the Alphasmart helps to encourage that because I have no idea like where I came from or where I'm going because I can't like scroll back very easily. So I do like it. I would definitely recommend it for someone who wants to kind of break their head out of like bad habits that they think they might have when it comes to writing with Microsoft Word or Scrivener. So it's definitely a different way of approaching writing. I do know that it kind of costs anywhere between like $40 to $70. So it's definitely something that like has to be worth it to you. But I think like if you're going to be constantly using it, then it's worth the cost there. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying Nano. I mean, I really like my manuscript that I'm writing. It's a contemporary fantasy, so it's kind of in my wheelhouse again. So I'm enjoying this process. I don't know if I'm gonna hit 50,000, but I also don't ever think Nano's whole point is the full 50,000. I think it's an arbitrary gold number that's given to you in order to get you to kind of like get out of your own head and be able to just start writing, which I think is the hardest part of writing a book, is to just put words on the page. So I do like Nano in that it encourages you to do that, but I don't want anyone to ever feel bad that they don't hit the 50,000 words in 1 month, because that can be really, really hard. And for some people, it's practically impossible, just depending on how your brain works. So don't feel bad if you're not on track to hit 50,000. I think that the fact that you're writing at all is a huge accomplishment. Yeah. And that's where I am right now. I hope everyone is doing well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or a subscription down below, and I will see everyone next time. Happy writing. Bye.